2. Losses. A laughing king. And a general who couldn't win, even when he had the same horses. Imagine being the most feared general in the state of Qi. You win wars, you command armies. Yet, here you are, standing in the dust of a racetrack, watching your wealth and your reputation disappear behind a cloud of hooves. This isn't about horses. It's about why talent loses to power, and the forbidden logic that flips it. In ancient China, noble horse racing was more than sports. It was reputation, it was prestige, it was power measured in public. Each competitor brought 3 horses: a superior stallion, fast, magnificent, elite; a middle-tier horse, steady, reliable; an inferior horse, slower, aging, expendable. The king had 3 tiers. Tian Ji had 3 tiers. The rules were simple. Race 1, superior versus superior. Race 2, middle versus middle. Race 3, inferior versus inferior. It sounded fair. But fairness hides structure. The king was wealthier. His stables were larger. His breeding programs are stronger. His horses were not dramatically better. Just slightly. 3 to 5% faster in each category, which meant something dangerous. When superior met superior, Tian Ji lost narrowly. When middle met middle, he lost narrowly. When inferior met inferior, he lost narrowly. 3 races, 3 losses. Not humiliation by collapse. It is humiliation by inevitability. This is the trap. When you compete symmetrically against someone with slightly more resources, you guarantee defeat. You may fight hard, you may look strong, but the outcome is built into the structure. After the second public loss, Tian Ji sat inside his tent. Outside, servants were still celebrating the king's victory. Music drifted in faintly, laughter, the clinking of wine cups. Inside the tent, it smelled like leather, sweat, and dust. He replayed the races in his mind. His superior horse had run perfectly. His middle horse had been disciplined. His inferior horse had given everything. Nothing was wrong. And yet, everything was wrong. He wasn't being beaten by speed. He was being beaten by pattern. That's when a man entered his life. Sun Bin. He did not look like a general. He did not stand tall. He moved with difficulty, supported by a carriage, because years earlier, he had been betrayed by a rival strategist. His kneecaps had been removed as punishment. He could never command troops on horseback. He could never outrun anyone, so he learned to outrun systems. He listened to Tian Ji explaining the problem. Then he asked a question so simple it felt almost insulting. "Must you race them in that order?" Tian Ji blinked. "Of course, superior first, then middle, then inferior. That is how it is done. That is how it has always been done." Sun Bin's eyes sharpened. The king is not beating your horses. He is beating your predictability. Silence filled the tent. For the first time, Tian Ji saw it. He had been honoring fairness, while the king had been benefiting from structure. Sun Bin leaned closer. You are playing his geometry. Change it. Pause here. Because this is where most people lose today. A startup tries to outspend a tech giant on advertising. A junior employee tries to outshine the CEO in visibility. A creator tries to outproduce someone with 10 times the team. Best versus best. Talent versus talent. Effort versus effort. But when you compete symmetrically against someone with greater leverage, they don't have to innovate. They don't have to think. They just have to show up. That is the symmetry illusion. It feels noble. It feels fair. It feels courageous. But it is mathematically naive. If someone has more capital, more distribution, more authority, and you meet them head-on in their strongest domain, you are choosing inevitability. The problem is not effort, it is geometry. So what is the alternative? Reordering. Instead of asking, how do I win head-to-head? Ask, how do I change the sequence? Instead of fighting the largest competitor on scale, compete on speed. Instead of arguing publicly for prestige, win privately in execution. Instead of burning your prime mental energy on reactive tasks, protect it for creative advantage. You cannot always become stronger, but you can always rearrange the field. You are playing his geometry. Change it. Race day returned. The king arrived relaxed, draped in silk, already amused. Sun Bin whispered the new order. It sounded reckless. First race, send your inferior horse against the king's superior. You will lose, Sun Bin said calmly, publicly, intentionally, and you must not flinch. Tian Ji hesitated. Losing deliberately felt humiliating. But Sun Bin continued. His vigilance will drop. Second race, send your superior horse against the king's middle. Third race, send your middle horse against the king's inferior. Sacrifice 1, win 2. It was not about speed. It was about sequencing. The gates opened. Race 1, the king's elite stallion tore down the track like a storm. Tian Ji's inferior horse struggled to keep pace and was crushed. The crowd erupted in laughter. The king leaned back in satisfaction. Predictable, safe, finished. Race 2. The energy shifted. Tian Ji's superior stallion burst forward with ferocity. The king's middle-tier horse tried to respond, but it was too late. Dust flew, hooves thundered. Tian Ji won. The king's smile faded slightly. Race 3. Now the king was alert. But structure cannot be undone mid-sequence. Tian Ji's steady middle horse surged past the king's weakest. The final horn echoed. 2-1. The king did not lose because his horses slowed. He lost because the order changed. Power is overrated. Placement is lethal. Now, let's make this concrete. You also have 3 horses. Your superior horse is your deep focus, your rare skill, your highest cognitive energy. Your middle horse is consistency, communication, reliable execution. Your inferior horse is admin, email, low-impact tasks, reactive noise. Most people deploy them backward. They wake up. They open email. They burn their superior horse on inferior races. By noon, their best energy is gone. Then they try to compete creatively, exhausted. That is symmetry against the noise of the world. Reorder it. Protect your superior horse for asymmetrical advantage. Use your inferior horse for inevitable losses, routine, low-value battles. Let competitors win attention cycles while you build structural leverage. In business, don't outspend giants, outposition them. In career, don't compete for visibility alone. Compete for indispensable capability. In content, don't outproduce volume, outdesign structure. The question is never, how do I beat someone stronger? The question is, how do I change the sequence so strength becomes irrelevant? Tian Ji never bought faster horses. He never surpassed the king in wealth. He never became physically stronger. He simply stopped racing predictably. The king lost not because of speed. He lost because his opponent stopped honoring symmetry. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes you must lose the first race. Publicly. Intentionally. Without panic. So that you can win the structure. The king didn't lose his horses. He lost the order. And once you control the order, you control the outcome. Change the order. Change the outcome. And if you want more forgotten strategies from history, subscribe to Ancient Scrolls.